What is going on, Nissan Nation? From All Things Nissan here in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. This is your Nissan Nation, and you guys know the drill. So I'm not at home, so it's gonna be a little messy here. I've got to share some stuff out, and it's gonna be a little crazy. Hi, Kelly.
Hi.
Kelly's making noise over here.
Sorry.
You guys know the drill. Smash the like button for me, please, and I will quickly as I can do this. If I was at my studio, this would go a lot easier. But
yes, it would.
When in Rome, you got to do whatever it takes. What's up, Ro? Expedition Outfitters.
Think I can take my alcohol to the pool?
I don't know why you couldn't. Let's see. Let me share this once again, guys. I'm not trying to be rude here and ignore anybody.
Yes, he is. He's rude.
I appreciate all 7 that's joined in so far. If you guys would share this video to your favorite social media platform, I would appreciate that. And I'm almost there. Guys.
I don't know how I feel about that one.
Let's see. Come on, post away. Hopefully you guys are having a good Friday. We here in the Tennessee area have been dealing with
Hurricane Laura.
Yeah, the hurricane that came through, and it's it made it a little windy on the ride over. That's for damn sure.
Especially when you don't have sway bars.
Yeah, no sway bars on the truck, and it's all over the road. But we do what we can do, right? So who else here? I got 9 people in here so far, and I don't see but Ro popping in. Let's see, live. I'm hoping to do some live videos for you guys tomorrow too at this event.
Show me later.
So publish. Got one more. I got one more. What's up, Cameron? Patrick.
Bye, boys and girls.
Kelly says bye, everybody.
Bye, Felicia.
Did it share? I don't know if it shared or not. The internet over here, by the way, has been a little. What's up, Justin? Little iffy at times. So if I get choppy, we gotta share this to the Titan people, right?
You're not getting out right now. We need shoes.
Live Fridays. Post. So what is up going on in your guys' Nissan Worlds this past week? What's up, young Andrew? Intern Andrew is in here in the house. So we got some moderator here. So y'all behave now. Once again, I'm usually over here when I'm talking. I'm over here doing all this stuff. It's kind of a nightmare. Anyways, that's all I'm sharing right now. So what is going on, everybody? We've had an interesting. What's up, Ramesh? ATX. Danny would be here, Ramesh, but I'm doing this mobily, and I don't have my streaming software that I could. We used to do that, and it was like you'd be like, it was super choppy. So first off, I want to say. Normally, I have a nice whiskey in my hand, and you guys know the drill if you've been with me for a while. And we got in our hotel, and I was like, oh crap, not that I need alcohol by any means, but I was like, oh man, I'm on vacation, I'm over here going to have fun. Kelly goes, I will go get you something. What do you want? And I said, just beer's fine. And I said, just give me a little beer. So she comes back with this, a little beer, like. I mean, I'll drink it, but it's like, oh, it's children's size. I don't know what you call this, but oh man. Anyways, so guys, we got a little bit of news. So it's going out. Reports are going out right now that Nissan. They're talking about Nissan not releasing the Z until. Turn this light down just a little bright. I even brought a studio light, guys. That's probably a little better. That the next Z is going to come out in 2023. Now, I'd reported a couple months ago that actually I believe it was before they did their launch video that 2022 was when the Z is going to be launched. And then I've seen a bunch of people go, well, they can't launch it in the pandemic because who would buy it? And I'm like, well, tell Ford Bronco that because 165,000 plus sales or pre-sales, and I think you can launch a vehicle in there. But the problem being is they didn't get a start on this car for late. I mean they're still in the design phase. Trust me on that one. And so 2022 is still looking like the number that sorry, I was reading a comment that it's going to be. So it's not going to be 2023 because Nissan's already all those cars you've seen in that video. that was an 18-month plan. And so that was, what was that, June when they did that. So, you know, it wouldn't be, I don't think we'll see the Z till this time next year, but, and then it won't be on for sale till spring of 2022, but you're still going to see it in 2022. And there's been a couple renderings I've seen recently that look pretty photorealistic. I'm surprised and kind of disappointed when people buy into these things. Like somebody got this exclusive where Nissan just happened to have a car out in the middle of a grassy knoll, and one person snuck a picture. That's not how these things work by any means. That car's buried so deep in Japan that Godzilla couldn't find that thing. I can tell you that right now. And when Nissan, especially Nissan Japan, want to release something, they want it to be seen in the public. It's a done deal. Like, you're not going to see a lot of test mules and all this. And I'd reported back in November, I believe it was, or December, that, you know, there was a Nissan 370Z testing around Nürburgring, and everybody was like, major journalists were out there like, oh, Nissan's testing the new car. And I'm like, and it had Nissan on the side of it. I'm like, guys, that, and the journalists that put this out know better. That's not how it works. They don't just throw a car out there and be like, oh, we're testing the underpinning under the old body. No. That's not how this kind of works. Let's see, Dog Breath. Any news on 2021 Frontier? Nothing right now. Nothing I can share. We spotted it this past week. A viewer spotted it and sent me a picture of it, and I've yet to get to see the thing in person. I'm around where they've been testing them in Nashville, Tennessee, and I've not seen anything yet, and I've not been given notice kind of where it's going to be. But at the end of the day, right now, I'm not too worried about it. There's enough of the test mules floating around there now. I told you guys back in, I believe it was March, that there was 4 test mules you'd see floating around. And let's see, there's one in Michigan, there's 2 in Nashville, and then there was one in Death Valley. Oh, so I'm not going to toot my own horn, but I have told you guys about these things, and I'm happy to say that we crossed the 3,000 subscriber here threshold, so that's really cool. Let's see. ATX Trent says, makes kind of sense because the Z is the last letter in alphabet, and it would be last to be released. Yeah, kind of on that. But did you guys? And it's been a long time, I know. Do you remember seeing the GTR in a camouflaged? Nissan Japan just does like. If it's a Japanese release, you're not going to see the thing. I can tell you that. Now here in the States, it's such a large, different terrain land, so they've got to test them everywhere. And like the trucks, especially, like mid-sized trucks here are just way too big for even Japan. So they don't, that's why you don't see a lot of that stuff. Let's see. What's up? Any news about Pathfinder? I have not, but I will reach out, Frank, this week and try to get some Pathfinder news. Believe it or not, Pathfinder is one of my biggest videos that I can put out there. And it amazes me because the current Pathfinder is a soccer mom's SUV at best. It's lost all the cool Pathfinders from the R51. It is nothing like a Pathfinder, but I guess it is like a Pathfinder because they named it a Pathfinder. But it is it's a minivan. And I'm always amazed at right now. Like, I've done a couple teaser videos on the Pathfinder, and I've 5. And I guarantee you, if I threw out something Xterra, it wouldn't get anything like that. And I have. We did a ham radio video the other day, and it was kind of fun. It wasn't like real technical or anything, but it was just a fun video to do. And I think it's at 300 views. Like, it's amazing. But the Xterra we drove up in here today, I think it's over 5,000 views on there. So there is a little bit of interest in that. But the Pathfinder, man, you guys want to know about it. So I am very, very surprised that about that. Let's see. Let's get some questions here. What happened to the Desert Runner trim? My understanding is they've really thinned down the 2020 Frontier, and that I reported this and somebody corrected me on it, and I do appreciate that. Guys, if I'm wrong about something, I think I've said it in the past on these videos that I will come out and say, hey, sometimes I get fed false information. But I was at the release of the 2020 in Chicago this year, and I was almost 100% certain they said they weren't doing a king cabin. They are. Let's see. Let me zoom in here or come up here real quick and just see what else is going on here. Let's see. Let's see. Nissan may have to do it online release. Yes, Patrick. There is no Texas State Fair right now, or there won't be. And it's like bite-sized candy. But I do look for us to see. I really do look for us to see the Frontier by October. I really, and I talked about being speculative that I thought the Pathfinder would be the next thing shown, and they've not shown us anything about it yet. I know Nissan Smyrna, the manufacturing plant, is kicking into, I believe Monday, it's kicking into gear for Rogue. So Rogue actually goes into production. And so let's see, it takes about a month and a half to get all that going. And then you'll see that in dealers. You'll see it hit dealers in sometime late October, maybe early November is when I think you'll see the 2021 Rogue. And so that leaves the door open then for, we know Aria, even though they've showed us what Aria is going to be, it's not till this time next year. So the next thing that Nissan Smyrna would start building would be Pathfinder. So we're pretty close on that. I know that's like a long way of saying I don't know, but I get with the info I get over there, it's very hit or miss. And with COVID right now, man, it's been very tough for me to nobody's out and about. So it's hard to interact with people and get some of the inside scoops. Anyways, let's see. Joe says, I love Nissan and I've had them since I was 18 and you are now 35. Awesome, Joe. What have you owned? I'd be curious about that. Let's see. Flying J Lot Lizard, is the Xterra coming back? No. I've reported this many times. The Xterra name is dead. If they do bring something to the States, it would be just called the Terra, which they're already building in the Philippines. Which is why that over there is not called the Xterra, is due to the fact that Nissan was just leasing that name, basically, and they were using the name from the actual event, the Xterra event. And why pay for a name that, is what it is? That there's no reason for that anymore. And the Xterra, I think it would be a natural progression just to call it a Terra anyways. Or, like I've dropped in videos, just call the thing a Patrol or a Patrol Sport. Which gets me into this. I haven't really talked to you guys much about this, and I know me and Danny's debated it a little bit. Would you guys, you've all seen the Terra, or I'm assuming most of you have seen the Terra, and I wish I had my streaming software, I'd put it up for you guys. If they were to bring that Terra to the States, I'm thinking you could get away with calling that thing a Patrol, and it'd be a bare bones, you give it a rear locker at minimum, front locker, rear locker, very basic thing, and I think it sells. I know, and I've said this many times that Nissan's had some. They've had internal debates whether to call the Armada, rebadge it back to the Patrol that they call it overseas. Now we wouldn't get the exact Patrol that they get overseas. It'd be, obviously it wouldn't be as lifted and the cool lockers and all that. But there's been debates about that. But there's a certain clientele that know it is Armada, and they enjoy selling to that clientele. Let's see. Joe says he's had a 91 Sentra, 07 Altima, and now 2016 Maxima Midnight Edition. Joe, how do you like that Maxima, man? And are you scared that the Maxima may be gone after next year? Let's see. Frank, Joe, what did Frank say? Sorry, I'm playing catch up here. Let's see. Frank, do you believe we've had minivans? Pathfinder is no minivan. As far as the family horror, wishes it was minivan. Frank, I tease with the minivan comment, but it's definitely not a rugged SUV anymore. Let's see. How do you see venue/events for releasing the Frontier? Dog Breath says, how do I see them releasing the Frontier? Definitely digital. And they better have their act together. And for one, Nissan, they still are in a position that they need good press. I mean, they're well past that position, but they need some home runs. Rogue was a good release the way they did it. It could have been a lot better. Frontier almost needs something like what they did with Bronco. And I don't know that Nissan's willing to spend the money to develop a video like that. They ought to be. But I don't know. It scares me a little bit. Excuse me. That truck scares me a little bit right now, guys. I can't lie. That's all. I don't want to piss Nissan off with that right now. But that truck just kind of scares me right now. Let's see. Love the Maxima. It's reliability, smooth, fast, and yeah, sucks they won't make it anymore. There's not, Joe. I know people are saying, "Oh, it's dead," but that brand name, much like the Pathfinder, when they decided to do what they did to the Pathfinder, the name is $1 billion. It's worth $1 billion. They've spent all kinds of money. It's a household name. You say Nissan Pathfinder, people know. They might not point to what it looks like now, but everybody has kind of a memory of what that Pathfinder is. So Maxima would be the same way. People know what the Maxima is. Now, granted, it doesn't sell 10 to 20,000 a month, but they know what it is. And I've reported this, and that I think that you're going to see the Maxima go strictly EV. Makes sense. They need an EV car to take on Tesla, and they need the EV SUV and Aria to take on Tesla. And that's who you're taking on right now with that tech. I know Audi and all these guys are, I think it's Audi is by 2022, 2023, they're supposed to be completely EV. But the benchmark is Tesla right now. And Nissan's always been tech-wise. They've been there with Tesla. Now they don't promote themselves. Nissan's not a self-promoting company. It's a very Japanese thing. You just don't promote yourself like Tesla is very tech, like they're a tech company that loves promoting themselves, and especially Elon loves to promote himself. And hey, man, they're the top dog with the stock market right now, so you can't say that they don't know what they're doing. But the Japanese just aren't that way. So people always think that Nissan's tech is never what Tesla is, and I think you're wrong. And I think that people. Yeah, they don't have fully autonomous driving, but Nissan's dealing with that on a bigger scale than Tesla is. Tesla is very close-minded with theirs. Elon will say this year, "Hey, we're going to have flying cars coming," and they'll roll out you'll see a body of something roll out, and then he basically tells his people, "Hey, go figure out how to do that." He sets the bar, and then they but maybe they release it too soon. But like the ugly ass truck. Let's see. I'm trying to get in through here. Thank God Nissan does not make the Quest. I liked that last Quest. I really did. I've toyed around with the idea of buying one and just lowering it and just having some fun with a goofy van like that. I think it would be a fun project. Now the problem being is it'd be a lot of custom work on that thing. Luckily, some of the stuff would carry over suspension wise from other vehicles that might be drop friendly. But that, and I've wanted to do a Rogue. I've been wanting. I told Holden over at Regal if he ever had a super high mileage all wheel drive Rogue to come in, that he could just dump to me. Because most car lots you get 200,000 miles, they're just going right to auction or just they dump it. And I was like, if you ever have something like that come to me, I'm coming for it because I just want to do a Mad Max Rogue of sorts. But the van really is appealing to me. Let's see. We had a 15 Pathfinder. I liked it a lot, but it doesn't get a lot of praise. Yeah, I crap on that Pathfinder, Frank, but it is a good vehicle. It's a very purpose-built vehicle and a lot of luxury in that thing. And I think the next one, when you see it, you've seen the Rogue Platinum Edition. It's going to be damn near identical. I mean, like damn near identical on the insides, and they are stepping up their insides, and hopefully people start to respect that a little bit. And I've noticed a lot of YouTube journalists are getting vehicles right now. They're starting to get their vehicles back, and they're giving actually Sentra praise. I don't know if you guys read that or not, but Sentra's getting a lot of praise. Now, Sentra stepped its level up, and we reported this last year that Nissan was going to take every model to the next level as far as like Sentra's kind of going where Altima was, and Altima is taking the place of Maxima size-wise. And Nissan's starting to get some good praise, man. I really, the bummer of it, and it's a hot button, is CVT transmission, man. If they would ever completely go away from it, go back, if they can do a 9-speed in the truck, there's a way that they could do a 6 or 7 speed automatic in a car. And I don't know if they're so buried into that tech that they can't see past it anymore. But clearly, like a 10-speed bike or something, we understand you put more gears in it and it's going to help it. Now, I don't know if they would just get a real transmission in these cars. They build a good car minus that CVT, and it's not, as long as it's maintained, you do the regular fluid changes in that transmission, it's going to last you a long time. But it's when people don't at 100,000 miles and it just starts falling apart. And I think that's, Nissan's tarnish. Let's see. Ramesh, is buying Nissan stock a good idea? Now, Ramesh, I am not a trader, man, so I would be the last person to ask that. But I know just basic stupid finances of buy low, sell high. I don't think they could get much lower. So, you got $1,000 to throw out there for some stocks. Once again, I'm not a financial guy. I'm in a hotel right now. I'm not living here, but I'm not in a position to advise anybody on that. I'm in a position to be a journalist talking about cars. Let's see. Sorry if I'm skipping anybody's questions. Once again, I normally have another screen where I'm following you guys talking. Let's see. Pathfinder ATX Trent says Pathfinder is still popular because it has 114.7 inches of combined legroom. Only the Telluride has more legroom. Yeah, and it has a better logo than the Telluride. When I was at the last auto show, Chicago, dude, Kia, and I need to do this on All Terrain Nation. I need to break down Kia as far as their SUVs. And Kia in general makes a great car now. It used to be Hyundai and them they were throwaway cars, man. Like, you get 5 years out of it. It went to the junkyard. You went and bought another one. Like, they build a really good car now, but Kia's logo just sucks. It's the Stinger. I think 100% the Stinger, if it didn't have that Kia on the front of it, they would sell so many more. And I don't know if you guys saw that Stinger's actually, people thought it was going to go away, and they're actually, I think, twin turboing it, or I don't know much about Stinger, but I heard it was going to get a bigger engine option. Let's see. Andrew says, Nissan may not be Tesla, but ProPilot Assist is pretty freaking awesome. Yes, it is. When I did the week-long drive in the Versa that had it, it was pretty nice. Let's see. Wish they made the Titan Warrior and Nissan Navara for the U.S. What is up with people in this Navara? I seen somebody comment on one of my videos the other day that was all upset at that thing's ugly. They seen the badged up truck, and we really don't know exactly the final outcome of what that looks like. But it was like, I would have bought the Navara, and I'm like, you do realize the Navara came out, what was it, 2014 is when that body style came out. And that, are we Nissan people that are so used to a truck being 15 years old that we're like, man, that one looks new and fresh. At least, hell, it's only 7 years old. Why not? That's tripped me out. The comment tripped me out. But I do like the Navara. I think it was a cool truck, but it's nowhere near in this market. No, it's suspension wise and stuff, and very underpowered. Let's see here. What's up, Joe? Let's see. Andrew says, I truly believe Nissan will really kill it if they can survive this crap. Nissan's Next is pretty sweet initiative, but it's falling short. Falling short. That's Nissan in a nutshell, isn't it? And clearly we all like the brand. That's why I have 20 to 30 people on this video at a time. Nissan knows how to bring something out, tease us, and then fall short. Yes, the Titan Warrior. We can talk till we're dead about that thing, about how they fell so short with that truck. And I've spent time with that truck. I've sat in that truck. It's impressive. Now, granted, it's also a concept truck, so there was some fenders that were foam. Like, it's not a real truck by any means, guys. Like, it's a drivable frame truck, but the fenders and stuff were all, it's what you do for concept vehicles. And Nissan's design was perfect for that thing. They put the wrong motor in that truck. You don't put a diesel in there as a performance thing. And yes, I know diesels can be super performance engines. Should have came out with that 5.6. And so we've seen that thing really racing through the desert. And dude, they would have sold so many of it. But like everything else, they took some good pictures, got a lot of press when they showed it, moved on to the next thing, which happened to be IDX. I just did a video on these. IDX, those IDX concepts, they took those around the country and people were begging for that car. Fell short, man. Just Andrew, you nail it. Like they know how to get it out there. They just don't know how to make it. Let's see. I'll talk to my GM. Trading with. Oh, getting one with 100 or 315K on the dial there, Andrew. I may be interested in that. Let's see. Ramesh, it'd be nice to have CVT option reduced in productions. Yeah, and I was told that CVT they're starting to pull it away from some of the higher end stuff, or they want to. Let's see. Ooh, we got podcast royalty in here, everybody. We got Matt Volta from Trail Chasers podcast in here. What's up, Matt? Cheers, sir. With my tiny beer. Let's see. If I had $1,000, I'd buy some off-road parts. That's great, man. Yeah, I mean, if I had $1,000, like if I'm investing, I'm not investing in off-road parts. Maybe off-road part companies like Z1. Let's see. JQ 1985. The Titan is such an awesome truck. If Nissan would have advertised it like the big three, I think it would have done well. We've beat this dead horse, JQ, but yes, I'm at a Titan event. I'm super excited. I love the Titan truck. Some of the design I was kind of iffy on, but the truck itself is a great truck, man. That engine is super strong, and they did advertise it for about a month, and then they moved on. And people that I know over in, I hear people go, well, their PR just doesn't know what they're doing. Their marketing just doesn't know what they're doing. Well, those are two different parts of any manufacturers, marketing and PR. PR is only responsible for taking a production vehicle, getting it where it needs to be in the hands of people it needs to be, or talking about it publicly. There's a big misconception about these things. And marketing, yes, marketing, who I insulted the guy at one of the Titan adventures. And I just flat out told him, man, it was like, look, here's your market. You're advertising cars in a truck market, and your truck you just threw out there. And I'm surprised we haven't seen one of Nissan's classic commercials where it's the white dealership, all white background, and we see everything they've got out there. And then I remember when they did it to Xterra. Xterra was in one of them, and then suddenly Xterra is not in any of these commercials anymore. And I'm amazed we haven't seen them do that with Titan just yet. If all of a sudden you don't see Titan in the commercials anymore. But let's see. Cheers to you, Matt Volta. Let's see. Andrew says cheers. Let's see. Any chance of seeing that Frontier with the 2.8 liter diesel concept come alive? No. Nissan stinging from Cummins right now. They're that 5 liter turd. They're still stinging from that one. All right. Got to pause for the cause here and get another mini beer. Wow. I drank one of those mini beers and then I got another one. Let's see. Number three, or actually number one, however you want to call these mini beers. Let's see, guys. Once again, if you will smash the like button on these videos, if you like them, I only asked if you like these videos to do it. It does push us in. It sends a signal to YouTube to, hey, people that may not normally see my videos because YouTube hadn't put them in front of them, they get to see them. So that's the only reason I asked that. Only if you enjoy these videos, by the way. Let's see what else. So we did talk about Z. Let's see what else is going on. Oh, nice thing going on in my Xterra on the way up here. Kelly had talked about, hey, it's making a squeaking noise, and this thing's been off-road so much, like it squeaks like crazy anyways. Thank you, Fly. But the truck makes like squeaking like crazy. And then we got we were about 20 miles out from Pigeon Forge, Tennessee here, and all of a sudden I start hearing, and you'd stop and it would stop. And if it was a belt or something in the motor, you guys know you wouldn't hear it stop. It'd constantly squeal. Anytime I moved, it would make this noise. And I was like, man, what could be wrong with it? Now, the rear axle in this truck came out of a different Xterra because I'd done a deal. The guy had a locker in this one, and it had high mileage when I got it. This axle did. But it had ARB locker that I wanted, and we traded out axles and a little bit of cash. So I know this axle's over 200,000 miles now in the rear, and I'm thinking, is there a bearing going out in this thing, or is there something in the drive shaft? Because it's like a CV. The drive shaft is not like a normal drive shaft. It's like a CV in the Xterras. And I think I've pinpointed it to being a U-joint in the front, right at the transfer case. There's definitely, you can tell where it's like it's spun all the grease or oil out of it. And it was still, it was hot, so I didn't want to grab it and shake it. But I think when I get back to my home, that I'm gonna have to put a couple U-joints in the front drive shaft, and because in the Xterras and Frontiers, the drive shaft is always turning because it's electronic transfer case. It's always spinning, and when you click it into 4-wheel drive, it tells ABS to lock down on the hubs, and which gives you 4-wheel drive. So I'm hoping tomorrow when we head back that I don't have to disconnect a drive shaft on the way home. And because I have a little bit of tools with me, but not a lot. Let's see. Dave, didn't think about this when I told you the other day, but the 21 Ultima Platinum is the only all-wheel drive model, and the 21 Ultima SR, that means you can't get the same in one. Yes, Andrew, I don't pay attention. This is bad of me being a Nissan channel, but I haven't paid a lot of attention to Ultima. I didn't think you could ever get those in the same. I thought the turbo that's what people were upset about, or maybe it was you could. What was it? I have to look at my notes on it, but I thought you could only get the turbo, or you could only get all-wheel drive. You couldn't get them together, which kind of people were PO'd about. 14 millimeter, Austin Schmidt says. Thank you, Austin. Let's see. My biggest issue with the Titan is the engine. Is it the engine issues? Is it due to that pesky number 7, cylinder 7, that seems to either they have injector issues or something? I know there's one that they're having ping and stuff with it and misfiring on 7, but I've never heard exactly why. Let's see. Sadly, PRG stopped offering their rear drive shaft swap. Build a drive shaft. Sorry, man, that's a load to say. Niztec still can get those drive shafts if I remember right. They're pricey, but if I remember right, they were still getting those. I haven't heard a ton about them getting it. If Danny was here, he would know. Let's see if I can get Danny to pop in here real quick. Where are you at, Groot? There. So we have a question on stream. See if he pops in here. Let's see. What else we got here? Hey, Dave, are you a Nissan fan? Just curious. Yes, I am a big. No, I am not a Nissan fan by any means. I just cover the brand. Yes, I plan on doing a video. Me and Kelly, we did it on the podcast side about how we got to this point of covering Nissan. I'll definitely get the next month or so. I will have a video pop up of how we got to this point. Let's see, with a double Cardian output. I've only seen one of them fly, and I don't remember. It was kind of I forget. Somebody came to Wint and broke one, and they overnighted one to us. So it was very expensive to overnight, by the way. 21 Ultima 2.5 only available in all-wheel drive. Let's see, episode 13. Yes, Andrew, it was episode 13, and Andrew was a trooper. He went through all the episodes a while back. But yes, to answer your question, I am a Nissan fan. I love the underdog for one thing, and I love what Nissan. It seemed like I talked about this a few weeks ago. I love what Nissan did to my hometown of Murfreesboro, Tennessee, and the plant is in Smyrna, Tennessee. The first plant Nissan brought over here. It was a big ordeal. The place they put it at was a one light town. I kid you not. And now it's, I think in the county, it's almost 200,000 people in that county now. Oh, thank you, Fly. Thank you for that super chat. We'll build you a drop shot. It's oh, there's Danny. Danny, we had a drive shaft question. Is Niztec still offering the CV drive shaft or the non-CV drive shaft for the Xterra? Let's see. You got to bail Dave out. Man, the thing with me and Danny, I'm more of the journalist and Danny is more of the mechanic. And you put us together and we're about 3/4 of a human being. So I'm not, and I will never, like any of my videos, I will never come out and say I'm the most mechanically inclined. And the downright tech stuff kind of is boring. He says he believes so. I feel like Titan's future may include a regular 1500 and not the XD. I spoke with my local dealer and they said they move half tons, but the XDs. Well, I reported a while back, JQ, that I think by 2023 by next year I think Titan XD's gone. I thought it was going to be gone this year. They do not sell. I broke the numbers down at one time at diesel. And XD, I think, was only selling 300 a month. That was diesel and gas, which is why diesel went away real quick. And I talked to one time, I don't know why Nissan in their wisdom and it shows that they don't have truck people in their truck department. Now Brent and a lot of the guys over there in product planning are truck people. But as far as like, it's few and far between over there. But I never understood why you didn't have the 1500 and the XD, which they have the same engine now, basically. If the 5.6 is the same engine. Why the XD never got the 400 horsepower motor that it has now, that they both have now. Why they were already building that tune of an engine for Infiniti. The QX80 was already getting that engine. You put the 400 horsepower in the XD because extra duty, right? And the 1500 would have got the 390 horsepower engine. It sells itself, man. It does. And it's just some of the stupidity that Nissan, I won't say it's stupidity. It's just some of the things that I don't think I can't say that because there's brilliant people over there, guys. There really are. Now, the brilliant people don't always, being counters kind of sometimes get in the way of the brilliant people. And I would do away with I would do away with the XD and I would have made the 1500 on the XD frame. And then you go, look, our 1500, 12,000 pounds. We can do it. And you're right there with Ford again. And it's a stupid, easy fix to a problem that they have. Let's see. Danny knows German issues. We can't trust him. Danny must not be drinking. He's not said the BMW word, mechanic word. How did Danny get those donut accessories? Smoking tires. Let's see. Dave, did you ever decide on the wrap color for the Juke? I have not yet. I talked last week about I was going to pull the hood wrap off and then I was going to do a new color, but talking with Lifestyle, I'm trying to fly Luke with Lifestyle in, and we do a video on it, kind of a joint video on it. And I don't know. I want to do something bright and loud. Danny knows. Danny will tell you right now, if I said, Danny, what color am I always wearing? He's going to say it's a neon green. So I want to do something loud, but I like those matte colors, like what's on our Xterra. I just like those flat matte colors. And, I kind of would like to do the flat matte black like they did on Juke R. I think that would be really cool, but I also think it's sort of been done. So I don't know. And there's no rush on it. I've got Ooh, speaking of which, I've got new wheels coming for that thing this time next month. So you're going to see it hopefully dropped and new wheels on it. Let's see, matte pink. Danny, I would do pink in a heartbeat. Don't think I wouldn't. Neon. Yeah, see, Danny knows neon is my colors, man. Let's see. Marvin English, if Nissan puts a twin turbo engine in the Titan, they would have a winner. If they put just a turbo on that V8, they'd have a winner, man. I don't think it needs to be twin at this point. And the cool thing about that 5.6 is that thing will fly. Danny knows. So I told Danny, we were at the first Titan adventure, and I said, Danny's like, I need a diesel. I said, Danny, you don't want that diesel, man. The turbo lag and everything in that engine, it's not a good engine. It's weak. In reality, I mean, it's a diesel, but the torque is nice, but 310 horsepower in today's numbers isn't impressive. I was like, you're going to want that gas, man. And Danny was like, nah, man, I'm going to want the diesel. And Danny, as soon as we put you in that gas, like, he knew the gas in that truck was a better option. Let's see. Twin turbo V6. You be talking like what Toyota's going to do with the Tundra? Let's see. Let's hear who would drop $5 in the super chat. A juke burnout video. Oh, I'll do a burnout video in that car. I mean, it's be looking weird in a front wheel drive burning out, but I want to see Danny slip a 5.6 into that Frontier. Danny doesn't need a. Oh, guys, let me do this. Let me really piss some people off tonight. We got 23 people here. Why not? And we've been at this for 41 minutes. I think the VK swap is a waste of money completely. And you've heard me probably talk about wanting to do it for Kelly's Xterra sometimes. Complete waste of time and money. I've seen dozens of people do that swap now, and I see them go up for sale really quick. Now, why would that be? They've had a lot of overheating issues. Oh, if I will do a burnout video on that thing. If I get everybody's got to pitch in on that one, dude. I can't have you just do that. And guys, thank you for the past few weeks. The super chats have helped a lot, man. We beat our last month's goal. We crushed it by like $30 last month. Our goal of where we want to see the channel continue to grow money wise. And how have I not known that? Oh, Danny's saying BS. Let's see. No, I think the VK swap is a waste of time, man. And Driven Desires has built a nice business on it, and they do a good job. But I think Danny was telling me that they can put the new V8 into the Frontiers as well now, which that would be nice. 390 horsepower would be nice. But you look at the 2020 Frontier, 310 horsepower. That, depending on what year V8 you pull out of a Titan, 315 horsepower. Complete waste of time. You can get more. You can get the 4-liter is nobody's really cracked the code on that 4-liter of really getting some power out of that thing. And I've talked to the people that build it in Decker, Tennessee, and they're like, we well underrate that engine. Like he said when they put that engine on the dyno initially in the early 2000s when they were finishing that engine up, he's like, dude, we were getting a lot of power out of that engine. And so there's a lot of power to be had out of that engine. I think the cost is why I'm saying it's overrated, really. For the minimum horsepower gains, now you are getting some good torque, but the minimum horsepower gains you're getting out of that, and at minimum, I think a VK swap is $5,000. I think at minimum, maybe 35 to $5,000, somewhere in there. You're putting it now in a lot of these Xterras that aren't worth $5,000. So it's like sassing a Gen 1 Xterra right now, and I own one. I wouldn't buy the Calamini kit, that's for damn sure, because you're going to have well over $3,000 in a $3,000 truck. My Xterra has been for sale for a year, even though you don't see me push it much. I could really rip everything out of that truck and get more than I'll get for the truck when I go to sell it. It's just there's a certain time period that if you miss the boat, it's just getting too expensive. Let's see. Damn it, you were so wrong. I need to be. Danny, hold on. We'll get Danny. Do y'all want to hear me and Danny fight? Do y'all? Let's see. Let's see if I can ruffle Danny's feathers. Let's see here.
Dave.
First off, let me know if you guys can hear Danny. Danny, can you hear? Can you say something? Talk to the people for a minute so I know they can hear you.
Check 1, 2.
So can you guys hear
People
Danny?
hear me because I got some ranting and screaming and yelling to do.
Oh boy, this is gonna be good. This is gonna be real good, Danny. Let's see. So that y'all can hear Danny clearly, so that's good. Let's see. Wait a minute, JQ. What happened to the NV full-size vans? My work purchased 4, and they are great. What happened to it? Nissan just doesn't know how to mark. Well, that's a whole nother show. All right, Danny. So I'm telling the people in my journalistic approach that the current VK swap, unless, and once again, I don't remember if they've been able, the new 390 horsepower, if they've been able to put this in the trucks yet. They've cracked that code. But let's base it on the 305 to 315 horsepower engine. Now, you go buy a salvage, you could buy a whole salvage Titan and, rip all this stuff out. But what at minimum, you need the computer, unless it's you don't need to swap the automatic transmission. Is that correct? It's the transmission. You can use the Xterra.
You don't. If you have a manual trans, you can use your manual trans.
Okay, that's right. But so you put the Titan trans in it.
So you need a Titan trans, Titan engine, and I think there's like a Titan key situation thing that you need to. We should have Brandon on it to chat about, but yeah, there's a thing with the ECU and making sure that it's happy with the key.
Yes,
basically.
Yes. But so Danny, what? Just throwing out a number, $5,000. You think to really do it?
Yeah, 4 to 5. Like I've seen guys that have been able to do it for $2,000 because they got a wreck Titan for like $1,000, and then all the other stuff they spent another $1,000 on.
Right.
If you dropped it off at Brennan's, I'm guessing it's probably around the 6,000 range. I guess 6 to 7, if not a little bit more, and anywhere in between.
Okay, so you're telling me that it's justifiable, and don't go from. I don't want the racer Danny. I want the practical guy that doesn't live in that world. You're telling me, in your opinion, that this truck is worth, or to put it in a Frontier or an Xterra, it's worth the price of admission.
All right, let's start by saying that the VQ40, if it was fully at the premium top end of its power without any internal mods, you're probably going to be running. Let's just say a not conservative number. Let's just say the max you're probably going to push out of that motor is like 270 or 280 horsepower, right? And probably similar torque.
No, because you can
torque, but you might get close.
You can open up take the cats off, put new piping under it for let it breathe a little better, and you should be able to hit 270 just there because it's 261 from the factory.
I'm telling you right now, Dave, to get to 300, maybe you're right at like maybe.
Right.
You could pull the engine apart, start putting cams in it, and doing stuff like that. But the VQ, I'd say the VQ is a 300 horsepower, maybe engine, and that's if you're chopping all the cats off. I'm thinking my race truck will probably be in the 280 range.
Okay.
Maybe. Okay, and that's maybe if that's kind of a guesstimation. Let's say that's the peak of that thing's power.
Right.
Without pulling it all apart and ordering cams and rebuilding motors and stuff, which is extremely labor intensive.
Right.
So, and you might be going to H power per dollar kind of a thing, but let's just say that the VK starts at 300. We'll say 310 horsepower roughly. That's where it starts.
Yeah.
Right. You can tune that thing up to 350.
No, we've seen there was a guy on one of the forums that had driven Desires to do his truck, and they hopped it up, and they couldn't crack, I don't think, the 340 mark in that engine.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Was that Seth's truck?
Yes. Yes,
Well,
I forget what his numbers were, but
supercharged too, wasn't he?
yes, they were very surprised at what they couldn't get out of that engine.
And there's a lot of suspective knowledge in that.
Probably.
But I still think that the torque numbers that motor's going to get are going to be far superior to what you're going to get out of the VQ. And don't get me wrong, again, I'm huge. Obviously, you saw my burnout video. I love the VQ in the truck. But the VK it's a beast of a motor, man.
Right. I'm not saying it's not a beast of a motor, but I'm just saying for dollar.
I think the best thing to do is wait, bide your time, and find a smoking deal on one.
Right.
Because it happens, and if you're just itching to do it and you have to do it, it's like the end all be all for you.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to spend a bunch of money, and it's not going to be the best bang for your buck. But at the same time, I think you're going to get so much more power out of that engine than you are going to be trying to squeeze out of the BQ.
Let's see. Cooper Concept says I've owned both, and the VK is worth the money. Let's see. I've been in a JQ says I've been in a G35 VK, and it would rock and roll. Who doesn't love a 5.6 at Redline? I'm not saying the motor is bad, guys. Like by any means. I like the motor. I've drove both versions of it, and I'm just saying for the cost to do it, and I'm talking at $5,000. That's you're doing it yourself. Like I
think you can get far below $5,000 for DIY.
Well, I found a fully wrecked Titan that I could have done the Titan swap completely and everything. I found one for $1,200 before. I mean, I know there's deals out there, but let's live in the real world of like, I want to go do it tomorrow. I'm hitting the salvage yards and finding what I can find. And if somebody pulls that motor,
you'll probably walk out for $3,000 or $4,000 for a motor and trans with everything. If you wanted to just shoot down to a yard and pick one up.
Right. Now I will say this too: when you if you put a V8 in one of those Xterras or Frontiers and you roll up to the line against somebody that doesn't know what's in it, yeah, there's a lot of value in smiles, right?
Oh yeah.
But realistically, I think at least 75% of the people that love these cars and want to do it, I don't think they have the skill set to do it. And I don't mean to insult anybody, because I'm telling you, I could do it, but my skill set, it would take me about 3 years to get it done because I have the attention span of a squirrel, with this kind of stuff. So I think that's somewhat what I base my opinion on some of this is that Kelly would agree. She's over there nodding her head agreeing.
Yep. Squirrel.
Let's see. Austin says he got a deal on his was $1,500 for the motor and transmission. That was a great deal.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I'm saying is if you're if you set aside some money and you kind of bide your time, you can do it for a very good cost. I will say that the cost per dollar, you might be able to turbocharge a VQ. Not like it's a good engine turbo, but you might be able to turbocharge a VQ and get 320 horsepower out of it or something like that. Just off of like race gas or something like that, or maybe somehow figuring out some E85 situation.
Right. Did you ever?
You might spend a little bit less money doing that.
Did you ever? I know. You had. You got a tune from Z1. Did you ever figure out any numbers on the tune that they gave you?
No. I mean, you can go and watch Z1's YouTube video on what they got out of the intake tune with the intake with the uprev. Well, no, they did an intake tune video, and then they also did an uprev tune. My guess is, let's see, what's our starting point? I'm blanking out right now. What are we? 260.
261 is what the factory numbers are.
261. I'm guessing I'm at like 280 maybe.
In your Frontier, you think?
Yeah, that's my guess.
Okay. Which is that's in that light of a vehicle is not bad, man. Really.
Yeah, it's not. Torque numbers are probably going to be maybe 290.
Yeah.
Which, yeah, of course, it's absolutely good. But I'll tell you what, when I went out and did my burnouts, it's not a V8. It's not a 380 horsepower. It's not a 370.
When you did your burnouts, though, we also saw what that V8 couldn't do that was next to you.
Yeah, well, that was some babysitter stuff. That truck is fast, but that was definitely some babysitter stuff that was fairly frustrating.
Let's see. Cooper Concept says he hasn't had any cooling issues in his Pathfinder. What's going on out? All this noise here all of a sudden, but they open up a door. Guys, once again, I'm not crapping on the idea of it. I just think the ultimate cost of it is not. I think there's a lot of things you can do to that vehicle well under $2,000 to make it a better motor.
And you know, Dave, someone mentioned it before, is like instead of putting a VK, I'm going to do a bunch of weight saving. I would say for anybody that's like looking for more power, you could find that power by doing gears. I think gears are such a huge thing to break to get the truck feeling closer to stock and whatnot. Because as soon as I put 35s on, I'm going to hate my truck again. It's really quick right now with the 33s on.
I bet.
Gearing, but
what has ever been holding you back from gearing your vehicle? Because you've had different configurations of this thing, and you just like the gearing just seems to be holding you back. Is it because you don't do gears or? It's a trip to change and throw up. I do so much like long distance overland stuff that it is nice to have the taller gears for long roads and whatnot. That's why I never went to 35s, is because I was going to lose so much gas mileage before. Well, I never wanted to go 35s and not gear, so I thought that I never had any real problems with gearing in with the current gears. You know, the stock gearing. I mean, it ran 33s like no problem. It's a couple steps up a tire, but not that much. So it didn't really necessitate the gearing as opposed to like a lot of the other mods that I kind of wanted to do on the truck. So I know driving. What is it from Moab to Vegas? It's a pretty long haul, and I do remember your truck shifting a lot.
It's not like ideal, but it's not like totally like ruin your life. Like when I put 35s on before, I had them on for 6 months or something like that. Yeah. And once I put the 35s on, it was really annoying. I mean, it wasn't. You could feel it. It kind of lagged a little bit. I mean,
and I can tell in Kelly's Xterra with just 33s on it, like you can go upgrade, and it definitely takes it out of it a little bit.
Yeah, for sure. It does take it out a little bit. I think that when I got the tune, that's when I kind of got some of that horsepower back, and I don't feel it at all now when I'm going upgrades, and it doesn't hunt nearly as much. That tune kind of gave me back the stock peppiness feel that I have. Even when I'm going onto freeways and it's shifting into fourth or even overdrive or whatever, you definitely feel it like push into that gear real hard.
When you did the tune, and I know we're kind of swaying away from the Titan engine swap thing. I think we're both pretty headstrong on our opinions of that. And let me because I do have a tune question for you, but also, Danny, when I think of swapping, going from a VK into it, I'm also looking at I can go get a 2020 right now with 310 horsepower. You know, there's a lot of untapped.
That's 40 grand.
No, but it's 40 grand with a warranty, and you know. But so with your tuning, I know with my Juke, and this is a weird way to talk about two completely different vehicles. When I did a couple things with my Juke, now it's a turbo, and Z1 said anytime you mess with a turbo, he goes, it's always noticeable. Was it real noticeable when you put the first tune in this thing in your truck?
Yeah, it was pretty noticeable. The second tune was the same amount of noticeable, but more. You know what I'm saying? It was 2 steps of noticeable for sure. If I would have got the second tune right off the bat, I think it would have been like a really big. Holy crap!
Have you noticed any anything better fuel economy?
No, but usually it's because I'm on it a little bit too much.
Yeah,
I think I was like on PG when I got the second tune.
Right, I know.
And I haven't been paying too much attention to it, to tell you the truth. I kind of gave up on caring.
Well, I only asked that.
No matter what.
I only asked that because I know that's always a question. You know, we see it on every forum. Hey, man, what can you do to get better fuel economy on these things? And I know I would get hit for it if somebody asked me.
Yeah, you might be able to. I might be able to get better gas mileage now. but I don't.
Yeah, I mean, you're a racer.
It
You don't.
growls a
You
little
don't
bit more. Like when
Yeah.
I'm getting every time I get on a freeway, I'm stomping on it and I'm flying.
Sounds like me and the
just
Juke.
feels better to stomp on it now.
Did I think if you guys haven't yet, Danny has a video where he did of the exhaust and everything that you changed, and including the intake. And I think that the setup you have right now it's probably one of the best sounding Frontiers out there right now, man. The setup, I just love the way your truck sounds now.
It really, really growls. There's a little bit of drone at certain RPMs, but not at like highway speeds and stuff. That is the only drone is like at a certain RPM, and none of that RPMs are at any speeds you usually cruise at. So it's not like an annoying drone.
Right.
So and then when you stomp on it, especially if you're in there's like a wall next to you or something like that on the road,
right?
And you stomp on it with the windows down. Oh, probably why I'm getting bad gas mileage, but it just sounds so freaking good. It really, really growls.
Well, let's see. Austin Schmidt says 3.7 or 3.73 gears plus 33s plus VK 13.5 no matter what. So that's the next thing is, dude, I getting kind of back to that. I averaged in Kelly's big brick of a front Xterra, I averaged 17.5 coming over to East Tennessee, and that's coming up grade. So that's another thing. Like, I don't think people realize you're going to take a hit on fuel economy.
Well, the second you lift it, put sliders on and bumpers.
No, but I'm talking about VK swapping.
You're lose like 4 or 5 gas MPGs.
Yeah, but let's see. So Danny, while I got you here, how's your video done of you ripping up some tires?
Really good, really good. It's chugging along really good. I've got a kind of like a lot of fun feedback chat and people asking what's going on.
Nice.
I definitely murdered those tires.
Did you really?
It's time for 35. Man, those tires, it blew my mind how much that took off the tires just doing those burners. There's a noticeable difference between the front and the rear tires now.
Well, guys, so once again, we need some super sticker chats for Danny's. Danny's giving it all for you guys. So
also I got the tune after the first tune I was up in the 8.9 0 to 60, and I did a 0 to 60 the other day, and it was almost a second off. So now it's at right at 8 seconds 0 to 60, and a stock truck is about it's 7.1 or 7.2. So I was almost at 7 point something. I might be able to hit that again at some point in time, but yeah. So I'm close to stock as far as 0 to 60 is concerned. With a bunch of big fenders and sliders and all that stuff on it.
I find it kind of funny though that we're talking about 0 to 60 times in bricks.
Yeah, no, it's a total brick, and that's not exactly fast, but it's respectable enough. I mean, I'll smoke Nissans all day.
Hey,
Toyotas all day.
I was gonna say, come on, man, you can't kill your own brand. Thank you again for that $5, man. We do appreciate that. And I was saying earlier, the Danny got funded this past week, which is awesome. Thanks to you guys that helped support Danny's channel, DeGroot X. Danny, I mean, you're earning those YouTube pennies now, buddy.
I've got $7.
What do you? Geez, guy, what are you trying to fund all the race programs with that kind of money?
I know, man. I'm about ready to drop that thing off to get full trophy truck life now.
But once again, though, thank you guys that did that. And I think that was the proper video you dropped to put you over the edge.
It was kind of my send off to. I knew I was going to get funded either the day of that video dropping or the day after, and so it was kind of like I had been wanting to do a video like that for the longest time, and things had just not fallen into place, and my truck got wrecked, and so I was going to do that video right after I was off roading in that truck, and that's when it got wrecked, and so that video is kind of like it's been on my mind to do for a long time, and of course now I really want to do one with the Z and stuff like that. It's just so much fun to do those videos. Well, it's actually just so much fun to do it.
And your poor Z though, I know you're nervous about the timing belt on that Z though.
Yeah, I'll change the timing belt before I do that.
Oh, Andrew, thank you for that $10. But well, $9.99. I guess we weren't good enough for the full 10 from Andrew.
Yeah, wasn't he trying to sell us something? That's the worst way to sell somebody something by giving them money.
And we all know Joe Taylor doesn't know where the little.
Yeah, Joe doesn't know where the button is.
But anyways, so Dan, what are your future plans right now, man? So I know, like getting your channel funded was a big deal for you. Now, once you get that, I mean, obviously for any of us YouTube guys, and you're kind of split duty. Well, really, you're tri duty, I guess, because we've got the new channel. And kind of what are you going to bring to that channel that you're not going to bring to the other channels?
Well, I think I have so many buddies with really rad trucks, and I've done a lot of cool stuff with them, and they don't really drop, and if I'm not driving my Nissan, I usually don't bring that type of video stuff to the Nissan stuff because it's not quite in our niche. But I have so many buddies and cool that have cool trucks that I've done a lot of cool fun stuff with. So I'm really excited to be bringing some of that outside the Nissan world stuff to the people. So we'll look forward to some really cool, whether it's truck reviews or doing some cool adventures or
right
more burnouts with other trucks. Who knows?
Well,
what I'll get into.
And it's really like we love the Nissan brand. Don't get us wrong, but it's going to be kind of nice to kind of open it up a little bit with that. And like you said, we all have friends that drive other things. We're just particularly Nissan people. But dude, I've got people that's got some killer Jeeps, Raptors. Like I'm about to do some time maybe in a Raptor, so that's going to be fun.
Nice, that'll be a good time. Yeah, I'd love to. One of my ideas is setting up a little dirt circle track, and getting a couple of my buddies with different trucks, and we could put it on either channel really, but taking it out and seeing who could do some better laps, even if it's just a fun little circle track type thing, and try and bring some of that in the dirt, of course.
Let's see. Danny should have a series of videos of his friends doing burnouts. just do nothing but have a playlist.
If they can, we'll see.
We should do that. I tried to
get my buddy to do burnout. It was fairly uneventful.
Yeah, I saw that. But we should do on that channel. We should just have a playlist of nothing but just strictly burnouts, and that's it.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
No rhyme or reason. They're just burnouts of that particular brand.
Yeah. We should have one on the Nissan podcast too.
We should, man.
Submit your video. The next video will be Dave doing a fatty burnout.
Raul says, let's do it. He's ready to do some burnouts in his F-150.
We'll see if that thing can burn him. I'll take Raul, if you're listening, buddy, I'll take you over to the secret Mexico spot, and we'll give it a run.
That's awesome, man. I will say though, I was watching your video, and I've watched that video a couple times because I just love seeing your truck whipping around. There was one spot where you almost went into a curb, man.
Yeah, so I can't remember exactly what it was. I'm pretty sure because I was looking at the footage. I think I accidentally I turned the truck off and then I turned it back on, and I didn't hit the traction control.
Bro.
So I went after it, and I was going, and it was like one-legged it, and it wouldn't spin. So I was spinning it, and I'm like, why isn't this thing coming around? And I'm like waiting for the RPMs to come up, and it was just pushing. And the thing is too, is it pushes too, like hard. Like
yeah.
It's not a drift car.
Oh, there's just not enough power. Yeah.
And so at the last minute, it started to come around a little bit, but which started pushing me towards that center divider thing. So I kind of yanked the e-brake to give her a little spin and that thing real quick.
That's great, man. I was like, Danny's seen that curb coming up, and he was like, nope, time to back out. Let's get out of this.
Yeah. I kind of just gave her a little loop and said, well, let's start that one over again. But once I saw the video, I knew I had to add it because it was a touch of a pucker moment.
Matt Volta from our buddy over at our favorite podcast. Sorry, my mind's went blank. But he said that sounds like a Strictly Burnout sounds like a rock band name. So or heavy metal band.
Rock music with it next time.
Nice. Let's see. Trail Chaser. Sorry, Matt. And I've said it earlier in the show and just couldn't remember it.
Which, speaking of Trail Chasers, they've turned into a little bit of it should be the Nissan Trail Chasers over there.
I saw that. I was watching the other night, and I was all like kind of proud that thank you so JQ. Proud. I was like the brother got a Frontier, and I was like, Matt's winning them over is what it is.
Yeah, that's what it is. They're finally coming to the dark side, man.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't call it the dark side. I think they're seeing
Well,
the
the
light.
dark side has more power, dude. We really that's the underlying secret that everybody keeps pretending like isn't real, man. The dark side has more power. We all know that.
Yeah, so that's why Vader lost, huh?
Vader may have lost, but the Empire is still killing it.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't like the new movies, so you
Anyhow,
yeah, this isn't
this
Jedi Nation. So Danny, what's coming up for you though?
Oh, got me, man.
We're at the end of summer, basically. All the kids
I got a new desk. I got a new podcast desk.
Nice.
So I might be pushing the race truck out. I'm trying to gather some more parts to finish race truck stuff up.
Yeah.
I don't have a huge plan for the future right now. I'm trying to collect myself a little bit.
Well, you've been running
some plans going.
You've been running pretty wild, man. I will say that. You just came back from a couple cool trips, and you've been serving our country. And
oh yeah, and I mean, my next big thing is obviously racing. Racing in about 2 weeks or something.
That's right. That's right. You'll be in Texas, right?
Thing. So other than that, that's kind of like what I've had planned on the table, and trying to get all my other stuff back at home squared away.
Will we get any video from that?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna try and post daily videos. We'll see if I get to editing everything every night, but we'll see if I can knock some stuff. I'll do my best, but yeah, sometimes you go to something like that and you get so caught up in the moment, you forget to do videos, you forget to do everything, and all of a sudden you're finished and you got 15 pictures and like a 4 or 5 like unusable videos.
Well, and I was telling Kelly on the way over here, I was like, because basically Kelly's our management, she keeps us in line with what we need to do for the channel, and I told her, I was like, look, I have 2 channels that I need to cover this Titan event from. I was like, I need to switch my shirt and do a video for All Terrain Nation too. So I was like, please keep me straight.
Yeah, that's how it is, man. Titans of industry.
That's right. Well, dude, let me tell you, I've already seen some just amazing Titans over here.
Oh, I bet, yeah.
There was we were pulling in. We came back before I did this video. We were coming back from a dinner, and now Pigeon Forge. If you've not been to Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, guys, it's like a tourist trap. This is not a pleasant place for me to want to be. Like, Danny, we've documented it. I'm pretty cheap. And this is nothing but go-kart tracks, putt-putt golf. It's just like the goofiest, like, what's the night's dinner thing you can go to? Just stuff like that. And like I love go-kart.
Everything for people that are traveling.
Yes,
and I love looking for like a little destination in Tennessee.
Yes.
Kind of thing.
And I love go-kart tracks, don't get me wrong. So that's interesting to me. But other than that, it's like this is my hell, basically.
Yeah.
But so we came back from dinner and there was a Titan just rolled up, and I'd not seen this mod yet where the front of the grill, where the burger is, they took that off and they had the Titan letters there, but they were freaking lights. They were glowing.
Oh, they lit up?
Yeah.
That's pretty sweet.
Dude, it was awesome, man. So I can't wait. There's a couple people here I'm super excited to see their trucks. Dude, there was a couple. I've already seen a couple lowered Titans that just freaking look. That's the cool thing about full-size truck guy. Mid-size truck guy, if you're not an off-roader, they kind of crap on you a little bit. Full-size truck guy, they like it all, man, and they do it all.
Yeah, there's like show trucks, there's off-road trucks, there's everything in between.
Yes.
Even lower. There's a lot of lower trucks in those groups too. So
oh yeah. Like, somebody, I didn't get to see which one it was, but I heard one around the corner fire up a little bit ago, and I was like, it was heaven, man. It definitely was race.
So that DK sounded really good.
That one did sound really, really good.
You think it was really powerful, Dave?
No, I don't. I think it was like very 315 horsepower, and that was it.
It
wasn't worth putting any money into. Joe, thank you. We will see you soon too, and we will wrap this up in just a minute. So Dan, All Terrain Nation, I know guys, like we're a Nissan show here, but we're trying to build our channel up, and I've told you guys, and I've been very honest about it. That channel will help fund this channel. It should really quickly outdo whatever this channel could ever do, and obviously that. Me and Danny have plans to do this full time, so that's why you're going to start seeing us push that more and more. But I'm super pumped, dude. 2 videos on there, and the watch hours. Like today, I looked, and the one video had over 40 watch hours, which was Guys, that's crazy for
Yeah, great for 2 videos.
yes, that was just one of those videos too. So super pumped with that channel can do, and I'm super pumped that we both get to kind of toy with some other vehicles.
Yeah, for sure. Me too.
Well, Danny, it sounds like you were busy there, buddy. So I will let you go. And so, guys, from all things Nissan here in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, to wherever you've been watching us around the globe, what are we, Danny?
Oh,
We're out. Hey, to Sunday, All Terrain Nation. Join us then, and we'll talk about Jeeps. That's right, Jeeps. Peace, everybody.
see ya.